shouldn't just gobble it up and move on to the next thing. What's the point? What's the point of putting in all this effort if you're just gonna go like gobble it and then just move on with your life? No. Hello. Welcome back to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus and I'm so glad you could join me here today. Hey everyone! I missed you all so much. Oh my god, it's been over a month since I spoke to all of you. I've been so busy building my website, creating workshops, creating some fun reels with my mini creatures. There's a new project I've been working on called Rudely Awakened. You can check it out on Instagram. I'll share the link in the show notes. I've been creating these little mini clay characters, and these are highly enlightened beings of love, light, and profanity. They give you spiritual advice in a very, very rude way, and you have to be ready to listen to that. These are just a few of the many things that I've been up to. I didn't want to just push myself and try to release some episode here when I'm in a big hurry. I wanted whatever I share here to always be of value to you. So I will never share an episode unless there is inspiration, unless I feel like, yes, this is a message you need to hear. And yes, through this month, I have interviewed multiple lovely people. So I have a bunch of interviews lined up to be released and introduce you to all these amazing women that I have interviewed. So for today's episode, I wanted to talk to you all about something I call my baked tofu formula for joyful success. Hey, I'm a chef, first of all. So you gotta expect that I will be drawing food parallels, cooking parallels, baking parallels in a lot of my talking. You've heard this in my earlier episodes too. If what I share in today's episode resonates with you, then you should totally check out my Sustainable Happiness for Heart-Centered Entrepreneurs workshop series. It's a series of small group coaching sessions which I've been conducting and will continue to conduct. Each time the topic is different. My upcoming workshop is on Saturday, 26th of June. And it's all about joyful productivity and time abundance. I'm going to share a link to this workshop in the show notes and the episode's blog post. You can also access it by going to learnwith.veganosaurus.com. So that is learnwith.veganosaurus.com. I look forward to seeing you inside this and many more of my upcoming workshops in this Sustainable Happiness for Heart-Centered Entrepreneurs series. So I was thinking of how there's a lot of expectation in the world to push ourselves. There's this whole hustle energy that gets encouraged by a lot of successful people. But this is an old method. As you see the people who are succeeding now, especially the women, a lot of them follow feminine energy to do it. Not the toxic masculine energy of hustle, push, burnout, and this whole message of you have to work extremely hard to succeed. That is being set aside, and there's a new wave that's been happening for the past few years where people use feminine energy. And when I say feminine energy, it's not only women who do this, it's just the energy. It has nothing to do with gender. So feminine energy is where you go in alignment with the flow, of the universe, of your higher self. And you give importance not just to work and success and money. Those are important, yes, but also giving importance to relaxation, to enjoyment, to actually relishing that journey and finding joy in that journey of success. And to do that, to go with the flow, there are things that you need to do other than just work. You need to allow yourself to be in a place of being, just being, that's it, just chilling. Tapping into your inner self, silencing your mind, and stop doing things and just allow ideas to come to you, allow inspiration to flow to you. So that balance, when you take it with that balance, then you enjoy this process of succeeding more. There is ease, there is grace, there is love, and there is joy. This is the way we are all meant to be living life, and we are all meant to be approaching all areas of our life. So coming back to my baked tofu formula, here's what happens if you need a really good, delicious baked tofu. These are the 5 basic steps that are followed. And see, this works for a good, delicious baked tofu and a good, delicious, successful business or project. Anything that you are doing in life, this is the formula that works beautifully, and it applies to all of them, all these different areas of your life. So with a baked tofu, the first step that comes into play is the inspiration phase. Creativity, the ideation. Okay, what are the different flavors that I'm going to add to this dish? What are the different things that can come together to make it truly delicious, right? To make it truly balanced and sublime. So this ideation or creation phase should not be pushed, should not be rushed. You should sit and allow these ideas to flow, put them down, either you can put them down on paper or think them in your mind, whatever it is. So the ideation phase should happen in such a way that it's all about creating something beautiful, and it's not really about doing hard work. This is also work, but this is a different kind of work. This is more of a very slow, very easygoing, very inspired creative work. You're just making something beautiful happen. And the focus of the work in this phase is the beauty. When it comes to the baked tofu, it's the deliciousness. So first, you put in all these flavors together. The sweet, the sour, the spicy, the salty, all the flavors need to get into it. So you put all of that together, and that is the ideation. Then comes, and this is an important step which a lot of us just miss. We ideate and then we just jump into action. In life, that's what we do. But in baked tofu, as well as in life, you need to marinate. The ideas that you've got, there's this whole marination phase that they need to go through. The flavors that you put together, the tofu has to sit in those flavors for a while. They need to marinate and take in all those flavors, right? So that is the marination phase. And when it comes to work, when it comes to your business or a creative project, the marination phase is about taking a few beats, taking a pause. You have all these ideas that you've put onto paper. So what you do is you sit and then you tap into your higher self. You go inwards. You can meditate, you can journal, focus, whatever it is, whichever way works for you. You have thought of these ideas. Now you need to ask for guidance to a higher energy, to your inner self, to angels, universe, whatever it is. Say, okay, I have all these ideas. I have all these beautiful flavors. Now you give me clarity. Clarity on what action steps I need to take. So the marination, while the tofu is marinating, the same way the ideas are marinating in your mind. The inspiration, the ideas that you've come up with, they're all marinating in your mind and it's coming together. It's all coming together. So there are all these little bits of ideas here and there. And it's all getting incorporated into this one beautiful dish. And for this, that taking the pause, taking the beat helps you come up with that. The flow presents itself. The flow of what actions you need to take next. The clarity of what steps you need to do. What is the path you need to take to birth your idea into something living, something beautiful. So once this marination phase is over, the tofu has taken in all these flavors and you have taken in all this divine guidance, this higher guidance that has come to you and downloaded into you. Now is the time to take action. And this action is not action that you're taking, it's action that you're allowing to flow through you. It's inspired action, it's guidance that you've got from a higher self. You take your actions based on that, then things move with ease, things fall into place beautifully. Because most of the work, the brain work has already happened. Now it's only the physical work that you need to do. With a baked tofu, you're taking the tofu slices, you're lining them on a baking sheet, you're preheating the oven, putting them in there, and then, you're looking at them, stirring them, flipping them, whatever it is, once in a while. This is the action with the tofu. And with your ideas, with your business, with your projects, your action is whatever it is you're going to do. I'm doing this, let's get meta here. I'm doing this podcast episode. This is the action right now. While I'm recording this episode, I'm in the action step. So what I've done is first, this idea has been brewing in my mind for a long time. I put that down and then I meditated and I allowed the message to flow through me and now I'm recording it. Now once I record this, I'll edit it. Once I edit it, I'll publish it and then share it, put the word across on my social media, on my mailing list, put it up on my blog post, everywhere, wherever I can think of. This is the action step. So in whatever project that you're doing, once the ideas are in place, once the inspiration, the flow, the channeling is already in place, the actions happen almost automatically. It happens smoothly. You're doing the work, you're actually doing the work, but the work comes more easily. The work becomes very, very frictionless. So you take your action steps and then the tofu is baked. Once the tofu is baked, the next step. This is again a step that a lot of us forget to implement this in our business, in our work, in whatever it is in our life. And that is celebration. You have to celebrate this delicious dish. You have to savor it. So you put in all this work and then you have this beautiful tofu that's coming out of the oven. You're taking it out. It's smelling delicious. It's browned beautifully. You need to put it in a plate and enjoy it. You shouldn't just gobble it up and move on to the next thing. What's the point? What's the point of putting in all this effort if you're just gonna go like gobble it and then just move on with your life? No. You have to honor it. You have to honor the work. You have to honor the creativity. You have to honor that inspired message that you've got and the action you've taken and the success that has resulted out of it. So celebration, savoring, enjoying that deliciousness, that is such an important key phase that needs to be applied in all areas of your work and your life. And then after that is the final phase, which is relaxation. You cannot do something and then just jump to the next thing and then finish it and then jump to the next thing. Done. If you're going to just be doing things and getting things done, then you're not creating space for inspiration, the ideation, the creative thing to flow back to you. You're forcing yourself to do one thing after another after another. The relaxation phase is the digestion phase, right? So you've eaten this tofu. You can't just jump into this next, another big meal. Let's say this was your meal. This was a very filling, delicious meal. Once you're done with the meal, you need to sit and you need to digest it. You need to relax. So this is a post-celebration phase where you are just chilling. You're allowing yourself to step away from the kitchen or step away from your workplace, step away from your creative table, whatever it is. And just take time for yourself to take it easy, to slow down and just chill. That's it. That's all you're doing at this time. Once you chill, once you relax, it's a circle. This whole thing is a circle. So it automatically, easily flows back into the creation phase. The ideas start coming. Once you're sufficiently relaxed, you get all these beautiful new ideas, and then you just get smoothly back into this flow of creativity and ideation. This is a beautiful circle, and in some cases, this whole cycle, it takes just a couple of hours. And sometimes this whole cycle goes on through a period of a whole week, a whole month, a whole year, depending on how big your project is, depending on how big whatever it is you're working on. Fill your life and everything that you do with this 5-step circular motion. Whether it's a very small thing that you are doing right now in the next hour, incorporate these steps in it. Incorporate this cycle in it. Or whether it is something which is a much larger project that you're working on, which is going to go over the phase of this entire month, you still incorporate this cycle in it. So it becomes slower. It's not that all these phases are going to take an equal amount of time. Sometimes the inspiration, ideation, creation, that phase takes a very long time. The marination might take a super short time, and then the action steps can be quick, and then a slow celebration, and then a long relaxation. But sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes the ideas flow so quickly and then you marinate, you take the download and the download just comes like that. And then you take the actions and the action steps take longer, right? It takes more time to implement all these things. And then you celebrate and you're like, yes, this got done. Now if the action step is long, the celebration better be long too, and you savor it. And then you relax. And sometimes you may need to relax for a much longer time. Sometimes you may need to relax for a very, very short time before the ideas start flowing again. Tune into yourself, tune into your energy, tune into your feelings, tune into the phases of the moon, the phases of a menstrual cycle, whatever it is, there's so much happening. Your whole body, mind, spirit feels different at different phases of your cycle, different phases of your life. So tap into that and lean into that. There are some days where you feel like doing nothing, absolutely nothing at all. You're not inspired, you're not motivated. You just don't feel like doing any work, right? So then allow yourself to be, allow yourself to chill, allow yourself to read a book or binge watch on Netflix or to just sit and meditate or do something else, whatever it is, right? You focus on complete me time. Do that. It's okay. If that's what you feel like doing, allow yourself to do this. And while that is happening, let yourself know that the other phases are coming. It's a cycle. It is going to come. So it's okay. It's okay. Wherever you are right now, it's absolutely okay. You don't have to judge yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up about it or say, oh no, I'm being lazy. No. You're just being in alignment with who you are in that moment. Same way, if you're really busy for many days in a row, but you're busy not in a forced way and you feel like doing that work. There are some days where morning to night, I just sit on my computer and I'm like, yes, I want to do this, and I get things done. There's just so much of the beautiful energy, that doing energy that's there. And I get things done. Tap into that energy, no problem. As long as you're not pushing yourself, as long as you're not forcing yourself and not doing things when you don't feel like doing them. If you feel that energy of 1 or 2 days where all you're doing is being busy, morning to late into the night, but you're feeling it, feeling like yes, and you want to do it. It feels connected, it feels right to be doing it, it feels joyful to be doing it. Then do it. Again, don't judge yourself. Don't say, oh no, I'm working too hard, I'm being too busy. Though I know that there are very few people who judge themselves for working hard than the people who judge themselves for relaxing. But in both cases, in all cases, as long as you're finding joy, as long as it feels right, let it take as long as it takes. So tune into yourself and go with the flow. Let the creativity happen. Let the ideation happen. Let the inspiration flow for as long as you like. You let the marination happen. You let the download from the higher self happen for as long as you need. And then you take the inspired action and you work and let the magic of the work falling into place happen, and let that take as long as it requires. And then you celebrate it. And even the amount of celebration, let that match the amount of work, the amount of creativity, amount of inspiration that's gone into it. And finally, when you need to just get away from everything, chill, relax, cut off, allow that to happen and take as long as you need for it. Throughout these longer phases, take mini cycles of the same thing. Let that also come into it. Let them also get incorporated into it. Say you have a project that takes the whole day long. So one day, these phases of creation, marination, action, celebration, relaxation, you bring in that cycle throughout your day also, many ways. So say today is your action day, but even in your action day, make sure that every time you take the action, before that, sit and think. Say you have to update something on your website. Sit and think for a while, be inspired. How should this look? Picturize, visualize it. Then take a few beats to marinate that. Okay, how do I go about doing this? Then take the action. Then sit and enjoy the beauty of what you've created. And then take a few minutes of break. Then get back to whatever next step you're doing in the same project. These cycles of my baked tofu formula, use that in big ways, use that in small ways, and let that be your guide. Let that be your guide. Because sometimes you don't know, people don't know, how do I just be? How do I take a break? Or how do I just want to work, and if I'm not working, I don't feel comfortable and I don't know how to take a break. I don't know what to do when I'm taking a break, right? So I don't know how to do anything other than work. This is a constant problem that's there. So when you look at it in this 5-step cycle, in this process, then you have a guidance. You're like, okay, now I just need to do this. Now I just need to be. Now I just need to enjoy. I need to celebrate. You just know exactly what to do. So I hope whatever I've shared today helps you and inspires you, and that you're able to incorporate it into your life in big and small ways. Because I always say this, success is not success unless it's on your own terms. It cannot be success by the definition of the world or somebody else. It cannot be. It has to be on the inside. And for that, you need to be fulfilled. You need to be joyful. You need to be satisfied. And you should be feeling really good. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever success you're getting, whatever you're achieving, that good feeling is so, so important. And for that, a healthy balance is what's required. I really hope that my 5-step baked tofu formula is going to help you bring in more balance into your life as you keep joyfully succeeding. Thank you so much for being here today, listening all the way. If you try this out, when you incorporate this, or whatever it is that has resonated from this episode to you, share it with me. I would love to hear from you. You can share it on your Instagram and tag me, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram and share your experience. My handle is Veganosaurus, that is VEGANOSAURUS. And I would really appreciate if you could leave me a rating, a review, or just subscribe to the Feel Good Factor on your preferred podcast player, because all these things help the show get discovered by more people who will resonate with this kind of a message. And it will help more people. I get to reach more people with these messages and do my part in making this world a so much more uplifting, joyful, happy place. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again very soon. Bye!